Hello there, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate reading for November-ish 2019. I am your reader for today, Scarlett Johansson. No. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Joining the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and just really satisfied that we finally get to Pisces. Don't worry, you will be the first sign in the Twin Flame reads, which I believe I'm doing that next. I actually have a tarot party today that I am working 4 women, an hour reading each. Jinkies. So yeah, you are my last reading. Maybe I'll dive in tomorrow. We'll see. But you will be the first. That's how I'm doing it for right now. It only seems fair. I am a Pisces moon for those of you who are new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm trying to make my way to 1,000+ subscribers so that I can do super live chat. And I'm making a promise to you all right now. By the way, welcome back, my subscribers. You've heard this 100 times already. Or actually, yeah, no, it's only this past series or two I've been saying it. I make the promise to once a month, once I can do super live chat, to do what's called Drunk Tarot. Now, I never drink when I read professionally. In fact, at this party today, they are going to offer me something to drink. I am sure of it, and I am not going to. Why? Because it's not that it affects my clarity at all. It affects the filter. So I become less diplomatic, but I'm a funny drunk. So, like, you know, it's not great when people are paying for it. But if somebody wants to tip me in super live chat, as long as everybody knows that, yeah, the readings are probably going to be wicked clarity, like wicked clear. They're going to have wicked clarity. But that, you know, we're doing it to have fun as well and to see what the fuck pops out of my mouth. All I'm probably going to do is, like, shots of cold Pinot Grigio, right? It's like I'm not a big drinker at all. I rarely drink. It's usually with dinner if I'm going to, you know, have a nice meal or something. I'll have, you know, the appropriate wine paired for the entree. So if anybody wants to timestamp when the reading actually kicks in on this, please go right ahead in the comment section because I have to do the expository part. I have to explain to the new people who've never watched any of my videos before what is the tea. So let's start with, this is a general read. It's not going to be for everybody, although when I bless the decks beforehand, I do ask that they be truly helpful for whoever watches them. So there might be some little piece of information in here for you, but this is why I always do Sun, Moon, Rising as a minimum in my zodiacal reads. Yeah, and right, like I added Venus for relationship stuff and Mercury for Mercury retrograde, so you get the idea about that. So, how you know if a reading is for you, you have to go with your intuition. Now, I know that sounds a little amorphous to most people. How does your body react, right? Particularly in relationship spreads, how does it feel in your gut, right? First, second, third chakra, even if you want to. Because when a reading's not for you, it's like this. Meh. Right? Like total, like, meh. Flatline. Although I'm talking to Pisces here. You don't know about intuition. I said I'm a Pisces moon, my fishy sisters. Fishy brothers and sisters, my mer people. Mer people. So what you're really looking for anyway is what's called archetypal animation, right? Where it's either like, oh, ding, 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 or like if you're repulsed by it, it's hitting something that investigate further. Otherwise, it's just not your reading. Go check your other signs. You know, there are a billion different stories in soulmate contracts. I'm just dealing with the 12 signs of the zodiac and their respective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus planets. This is a soulmate read, so my definition of soulmate is a little bit different apparently than what is going on in these readings in general on YouTube. A soulmate is a pre-incarnational contract. It's an agreement that you make with other souls. You have more than one. You may have hundreds of soulmates. They are not all romantic, sexual by any means. My mother and I are soulmates, all right? So you got to kind of take it from that point of view. We don't know what's going to pop up in the reading for the Piscean collective, so just keep that in mind. These soul contracts are satisfying, supportive, symbiotic, relationships, and you help each other heal. That is the foundation. The bottom line of the soulmate contract is you help each other heal. Different than a twin flame contract, but you know what? I really don't even want to talk about twin flames until I do the readings. Thank you very much, although I have a feeling I'm going to be talking about it today. At a party with 4 women, by the way. 2 of them I went to high school with, and 1 of them I haven't seen since college. And as I said, well, I think I might have been on LSD the last time I saw her, so I'm not exactly sure if I saw her or not. It was the 80s. I haven't done it since. What do you think I could get away with this? Or tripping my bag off? Nope. Nope. I am a Virgo, after all, darling. Leo rising. It's just not a good look on me. It was back then. I looked like Michael Hutchins. It was so wonderful. He's still my beloved. He's my true love, Michael Hutchins. Aside from the autoerotic asphyxiation thing. Okay, so we got that. We got contracts. Oh, we're going to be doing Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine for these reads as a way to differentiate between 2 different parties in a contract, because this we're essentially scanning the contract for hopefully you who is watching this. Like I said, it is a general read, regardless of the form. We're looking at the content of the contract, which is a little tricky to say. So it's not about bodily gender, right? Usually within the first few minutes of the actual read, when the Caroline Myss archetype cards hit the table, which is why I really shuffle them. There's a lot of them, but you'd be surprised how often the same ones keep popping up. You'll know pretty quickly whether you are the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine, but keep in mind, we all have both, right? Like, speaking of my mother, with my mom, I'm the Divine Masculine because she's such a dominant queen mother archetype with me that she really brings out the prince in me, which is a lot of fun. I don't get to be the prince that often. But I guess that's why I like going up to Saratoga and visiting them. I really, really do. I love them so much. Her and my stepfather Zeus. Zeus and Hera. I love them so much. Right? And then with different men that I date, it depends. Like, it's not always about top and bottom so much as it is energetic dynamics. Some of them brings out the Divine Feminine in me, others the Divine Masculine because I'm a top. Right? So you get what I'm saying? So just play it as it plays. Catch information. And it's also very true that you can take these readings as a way of looking at your own inner Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine energies. The whole thing can be about you. So, because even in a soulmate contract, you may be having people who mirror your own stuff, because we're all one 5th dimensional unity consciousness, just saying. So there's that, right? There's that with it too. What else? Oh yeah, all the decks that I read are in the description box below, as well as my 5-class workshop on Path of True Love. My ebooks are on there, Spell Ingredients, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. I started, actually we published that book. It's an ebook. We published it Yule of last year, so it'll be out a year. I'm thinking of dropping the prices for the holidays to help people get through them with grace. Last thing, please do remember to breathe. I have a little bit of a head cold. If I need to pause for some reason, I will magic clap. I fix it in edits is what that means. It's just that I don't have one of those things, nor do I want them. I just do magic clap. So as we breathe, we bring in to our energy field all of the divine substance, right? The grace, the Reiki, the prana, the chi, the life force, all of that, all that we need for that inhale. It integrates, and then we exhale anything that is no longer serves and is ready to go, but we don't inhale everything we'll ever need all at once, and we don't let go of everything that's ready to go all at once. It is a process, and it slows me down so that I can really translate the energies into words. Really, that's what I am. I'm a translator, a clairvoyant, empath, translator, witch, intuitive, blah, blah, blah. What are words for when no one listens anymore? Missing persons. I met them in Boston at the Hub Club. She's this tall. Was that Dale Bozio? Yeah, she was great. Do you hear me? I hear you. All right, I guess that's about it. Let's dive in. Please breathe. Excellent. Here we go. clearing out a little bit of a head cold if I didn't say. Usually the cough is triggered by the deep breath, but that's okay. It's clearing me out. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one Caroline Mace archetype to represent the divine feminine in this Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Soulmate contract for November-ish 2019, keeping the time flexible. Please, what is the divine feminine here in this relationship? Ooh, shapeshifter, mutable water. Yes! I love the shapeshifter. I mean, look, every archetype has light and shadow, lead and gold. No exception here. The shadow is always toxic, but the gold is always magnificent. This is like the soul pattern. The soul power, the archetypal pattern that you are healing in this soulmate contract, except you're helping each other heal this. So whatever the divine masculine is, that's the alchemical chemistry, right? So let me read this to you. The shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment, which is sort of like identity lie. You're lying, essentially. But you're just projecting a different identity, a different image. So let's say, this is what they're giving me. Let's say, the holidays with your family, you've got both sides of the aisle, and with one you agree with them, and with the other you agree with them, even though both sides are totally opposed to each other. I get that. We have to do that as kids to an extent. Not that you need to be in their face either. My choice is just to be like, no, I'm willing to listen to your opinion, but I'm here to love everybody. I would like to fully embody fifth dimensional unity consciousness. See, I don't care if people think I'm a purple-haired, long-haired purple freak. I am. I own it, right? So, yeah, I can be very mutable. We all have different sides, but it's different than deliberately projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. The light attribute. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness. It's what I'm doing right now. Ability to see the potential in everything. And that's what I'm talking about. Wow, I kind of did say it. It's like, well, look, here's an opportunity. No, I'm willing to absolutely hear you out. Thank you for sharing your political opinion, your medical opinion, whatever your thoughts are, right? I am here to love you. I mean, maybe don't use those words, depending on the context and the people that you're with. But to see the potential that everything has the potential, because everything that happens to us, a lot of you are going to click off, I don't care. Everything that happens in the inside of us and in the outside world is here to help us grow, but not on a personality level, not on an ego level, on a soul level. We are souls that came into this game, like a virtual reality game, to grow, to heal, to learn, to become the best that we can be and fulfill our role in the divine plan. So there are obstacles, like an obstacle course, like going to the gym, resistance training, right? All that stuff. It's a workout because we are love. So the idea that we're searching for love still without being, well, we can't not be the love that we are, but it is covered by layers. Layers of what? Illusion, which we're pretty tuned to, Pisces. So if you are the divine feminine, that's going to be the main energy for the divine feminine side. Let's get one for the divine masculine. Breathe. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card to represent the divine masculine in this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for November-ish 2019. What's going on with him? What's the soul power? The divine masculine is alchemizing from lead to gold. Ooh, the priest. Now, let's say priest, priestess, please. This is gender neutral, but it does make sense with the shapeshifter and the priest archetype. The shapeshifter is a wild card family, which is very Piscean. You never know what you're going to get from us Pisces, because if this is the divine feminine, we're the 12th house. We're connected to the collective unconscious. Connected to the collective unconscious. That's a little tricky. And the priest archetype here of the divine family. So I think we all know the shadow priest. I think we all know the toxic side, but shall I? Because I kind of have to. Shadow attributes. Violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. So in other words, they trust you and you do shady shit. How do you know? Well, what's shady? What's shadow? It's the stuff you don't want anybody to know you do. If it was broadcast across the internet and on every channel, on every television, everywhere, would you do it, right? It's like, that's a really good way. That's like a good marker, a good thumbnail to remember. A little logo on the side of your eye saying, yeah, don't fucking do that, right? You can love that. That rises within you, right? Whatever the shadow is, embracing the shadow. It's a huge part of the mystical path, and Pisceans are the mystics along with the Scorpios, man. They've got the intuitive depth to feel their way through that. Not that any sign can't be mystical, but particularly with the priest archetype here, right? Seduced by your own spiritual role, which is the spiritual ego. It's where the ego, your toxicity and all of that, learns spiritual languages and processes and uses it to beat the crap out of you and other people. It's a thing. The light attribute facilitates spiritual commitments, particularly within yourself, serves as a channel of spiritual energy, because what is a priest or a priestess other than a channel through which the divine works? Now, that's true of all of us, but then there is a commitment to it. I was a high priest for decades. Never again. I'm an elder now. I don't even know if my coven still talks to me anymore, because I'm in a new life. So if they are, great. If they're not, blessed be. Seriously, I gave my life in service for so long. Yeah, I'm a witch. Solitaries of the Silver Broom. I was high priest for decades, and then I became an elder, and then I moved on, right? It's like coven life, never again. I did it hard, I did it well. We were the largest coven on Long Island, not that size is everything. Done. Dunsey. I'm a YouTuber now. Yes, witch. Okay, what we're going to do now is we are going to take 5 cards, top of the deck, from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to clarify in an element spread for the Divine Feminine what she's going on with this Divine Masculine, and then we're going to use the Mythic Tarot for the Divine Masculine, vice versa. Cool, cool? Please breathe. Oh, I love the Shapeshifter archetype. I mean, it's just so Gar Logan. Beast Boy. Have you been watching Titans? It's so good. Got the app just for that and Young Justice. Yeah, I'm a DC kid. Wonder Woman. Not wearing Van Brace's rings are fine. It's a little harder to hit the bullets, but that's right, I grew up with Atari and ColecoVision. Let's get into this gig. My goddesses, please. 5 cards. Top of the deck. Element spread. Fire. What does the Divine Feminine want in this contract? Earth, what does she have to help her get what she wants in this contract, this soulmate contract? Air, what does she think about the contract? Water, what does she feel about the contract? And Spirit, what is the overview of her part in all of this? Top 5 cards, please. Clean cut, clean cut. Thank you, Maiden, Mother, Crone. Sometimes a card will cling to the hinge of the finger and try and drop down, but not. So that's why I like clean cuts. Pardon me. Because that first cut will be the top card, right? So let's have a look-see-duck-see. What does this Divine Feminine Shapeshifter want in terms of dealing with this soulmate relationship contract with this Divine Masculine? Taurus, something stable. Now, this is a court card. So, yeah, if the Divine Masculine is a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, whatever, great. Need not be so. Taurus is about second house, lifelong values, right? Things that you value your whole life. For me, it's honesty, right? It's like, if you're going to lie, if you're going to cheat, and you're going to deceive, I'm going to find out eventually. Why? Because I'm wicked fucking intuitive, and I trust that. And I may give you some leeway for a while, because I might doubt myself temporarily, but bedrock foundation, honesty, right? What it's feeling like here is what she wants is more stability, something lifelong, a lifelong value, something she can value lifelong. Yeah, of course, money and prosperity and all that stuff too. You want that. You've hopefully value that your whole life. But this is she's not in it just for the money. That would be a soulmate contract. That would totally be twin flame. What does she have? What is the earth that feeds the fire, like the wick and wax that feed the flame? What does she have to help her get what she wants? Well, she's got the volcano. Now, people would immediately think, right, you know, 5 of flames, 5 of wands, that this is immediately like, you know, battling and anger and competition. In this deck, it feels so different. Pele is a sacred goddess, right? Hawaiian. You do not take the rocks from Pele. She will fuck with you across the ocean. She will. I've never been. I just know better. I know better without even being told not to do that, right? So this is about something that's been boiling on the inside, that's ready to explode, that's ready to come up. And yes, that can be anger, but it can also be passion. It can also be sexuality. It can also be creativity. So whatever's going on with the divine feminine here, whether she is the Pisces or not, we start off with earth and fire, which is like a really good solid foundation, well, in terms of what she wants. Oh, that's interesting. She's got earth in her fire and fire in her earth. That's what they were pointing out to me there. So, and 5's being the number of change, that she might be ready to go. Hearing Elastica, I love that song. It's one of the ringtones on my phone. Ready to go. Love that song. What is she thinking? What's the element of air here? She's thinking about, this is the card of the Judgment card, so perhaps a reconciliation, a coming together, but definitely something revealed. This card, if you are able to look at it closely, looks like a circle of women somewhere in nature, probably the mountains, dancing around a central focal point, right? The card is called Celebration. There's a full moon in the sky, so there's something being celebrated, honored. But if you look differently at it, you'll see that they are dancing on the belly of the Great Mother. The breasts in the foreground, pubic mound in the background, navel in the center, right? You see the thighs now. It's like, oh, that something is revealed. And that's what is necessary for a final judgment, right? Like, to make your clearest decision, hence the Judgment card. That it's the aha before completion, before the thing is made. So perhaps this has been an on-again, off-again soulmate contract, which does happen. Because we're not always around each other all the time. Soulmates can be in separation, sure, if that's how the roles are written. But keeping in mind that the contract is to help each other heal, that something is revealed mentally to this divine feminine shapeshifter about this contract. Let's see if this is about reconciliation or not. What is she feeling? Conflict. Yeah, could be. Or the conflict is revealed. Now, this is in the emotional field, so if this is the Pisces watching this, the divine feminine, if you've really gotten on the shapeshifter, not the priest or priestess, then we are really looking at here the 4 of flames. Now, it's so funny, the 4 of wands, you know, on YouTube, it's like, oh, the 1111 card, marriage. It's like, not in this one, it's not. This is closer to the energy of what people usually associate with the 5 of wands. So we've got the 4 of wands and the 5 of wands. And if you look, there are 2 archers facing each other, but only 1 dragon, right? So there's something here about this conflict building and building and building and building, and then exploding here in the 5. My sense of it, though, is that this might be an inner conflict within the divine feminine, right? It's like, darling, my gods, you have to let me know, should I stay or should I go? Because if I stay, if I go, there will be trouble, and if I stay, there will be double. Clash. So, I'm Gen X. Bite me. Don't. Let's get the overview. They're saying the overview will explain. Okay, and what do we have? Of course. What do we have in spirit there? The overview is appraisal. Ye old 7 of Pentacles, right? Kind of sipping back and looking. How's this going so far? How's this going so far? How's this going so far? Now, of course, we have here that the shapeshifter has the ability to see the potential in everything, but also the potential for total destruction. And feels like the conflict is like, I don't know if this is good for me or not. I don't know if this is good for me. I've had some revelations. Maybe I've seen that there's something toxic going on in this relationship that has to heal, and I don't know if I want to stick around for it. It happens a lot with the intuitives. They're like, I don't know what this is, but, you know, if they can work their intuition in a way, hence divination systems, prayer, meditation, all that kind of stuff, then sometimes we're really shown what's really toxic in the situation, and really the goal is to heal yourself, but that's more twin flame. Soulmate contract, you incarnate to help each other heal. So I'm feeling her. I get it. Let's find out what's going on with the Divine Masculine with the Mythic Tarot. Please breathe. Consciously, deliberately. My gods, please, top 5 cards, element spread. For this Divine Masculine Priest archetype in this Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for November-ish 2019. Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit. Element spread. Top 5 cards for this Divine Masculine in this Pisces collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract. Sun, Father, Sage. They really wanted me to do that with my eyes closed. Faith, Priest. Obviously don't have to be a literal physical priest. Maybe he is. Let's see. What is it that the priest here wants? The Divine Masculine. Well, there's a lot of 5s. 5 of Swords. Right, so sort of that mental battle back and forth. This is Apollo, right? Sort of like bringing the truth, but the truth, there's some conflict here that the Divine Masculine wants to have exposed, or wants to tackle, wants to bring together with this Divine Feminine, because it might be like, well, girl, I know you're feeling the conflict here, and I'm going to use gendered pronouns here for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Remember, it's not about physical body gender. Sort of like saying, well, you know, you're right, there's a conflict here, but the conflict is not what you think it is. Here's my side of it, right? So it doesn't have to be such a horrible, horrible thing, but it feels like this Divine Masculine might be a little stuck in his ways and wants to get his point across, even if there is going to be a hubbub. What is the earth? What is the wax and wick that feeds the flame for this Divine Masculine? And we got the 5 of Wands. Oh, and she has the 5 of Flames. You both have the same card in the earth position. So there is definitely change going on here. It feels like you're both not sure about what you want in this soulmate contract. You might not even believe it's a soulmate contract. Divine Masculine might not even have the words for that. Divine Feminine might not even have the word soulmate contract, although if you're watching this, you do now. Yeah, there is something combative here. I'm seeing a lot of conflict, both inner and outer, and which would make sense if you're going to help each other heal. You need shit to heal. Can this be brought together? Just, oh my God, so much thinking, not so much to the 8 or 9 of Swords, but really feel like he's not being heard. Wants to be heard. It's like, you got to hear my fucking side of this. And with that 5 of Wands in the earth, here's Jason and the Argonauts fighting the dragon to get the golden fleece. So it feels like he's maybe perhaps willing to fight for this to get the golden fleece, if the golden fleece is this healthy healing, to get the soulmate contract to a healthy healing place where they are healing the relationship, even if they part separate ways, because soulmates do, they part ways, but they usually do so in a peaceful way that helps heal both, right? At least amicably. The bumps in the road always turn to get, smoothed out in some way. Even when they never speak again. It does happen. We're not saying that's happening, but let's keep going. My Pisceans, what is the Divine Masculine thinking about all of this? No fucking way. We both have the Judgment card. This is Hermes and the Judgment card. This is... Okay, well, you know, these readings have all been like this in one way or another. This is the last one. Does not surprise me considering I'm a Pisces moon. And yes, I am seeing a relationship that I am involved in this. Not really sure this person that I'm thinking of, though, is a soulmate or a twin flame. Sometimes it's hard to tell uh, when there is some shit going down. But you're both thinking the same thing. You're both thinking the same thing. It's like, we've got to resolve this. We have to resolve this. Now, wait until Mercury goes direct, please, before you do anything. Because reconciliations during Mercury retrograde usually don't last long, aren't great. You might have to do it again. And if that's the contract, that's the contract. But really, he wants to bring this back to life. He wants to resolve it. But he wants to make a final judgment. He wants hopefully a fair final judgment here, if this is truly soulmate, that this either be laid to rest or reborn, right? This either like, we're done with this and it's fine, I love you, but we can't do this ever again. Or, let's work on this. Let's be really clear. Pardon me. I have a head cold, but that was a little excessive. It feels like there's something that the Divine Masculine hasn't expressed, right? Hasn't said, hasn't gotten off his chest about this. And she might just be like, I want something stable and strong, dude. Right? You know, and I'm ready to go. I am ready to blow. No gag reflex. But totally feeling in conflict here and emotionally. So what's going on with him in the emotional field? Oh, we've got the Emperor. All right, so he's very much in control of his feelings. A little on the stoic side, an Emperor, not just a king, an Emperor, right? Granted, the grounded embodiment of divine masculine energy, but not necessarily fun, not necessarily warm. Now, this is Zeus. I love Zeus. Zeus is the Allfather for me. Zeus, Odin, they're all the same archetype, essentially. Everything else is cultural. There's one light, infinite number of lenses to which to view those that one light. But in terms of like being in control, the possibility of the masculine ego, the toxic ego being in control here, it feels like he's not willing to be vulnerable, right? I mean, Zeus is rarely vulnerable, even with Hera, his wife. So he's got his lightning in one hand, and he's got the world in the other. So perhaps getting ready to bust a move, to be a little shocking, to deliver some truth, at least his side of this. But overall, emotionally, really in control of his emotions, which is helpful, so he doesn't decapitate the poor divine feminine, not that she poor. Because it feels like she could, if that volcano is her volatility, she could fucking blast him into next week and beyond. So I get it. This is there is some tension here, but this is about really both of them sort of like using this archetypal power, the shapeshifter, to really see the potential here if she can get into the light here instead of just projecting any image that she needs for her own personal agenda. In other words, if she wants to be warm and sweet, she can be that, but then she can turn to a bitch in a second. But it's not about helping each other heal then. It's about, this is what I need to do for myself, which is fine, but be aware of that if you're the divine feminine. It's like, this is a temporary, because I just can't put up with this shit anymore, right? It's like, oh, no, I want something stable. Perhaps he's been very in and out, which, I mean, for a priest archetype, you would think this person has a very divine connection, right? Some sort of spiritual channel of one kind or another. Maybe he don't know it. Maybe he does not know it. Very, very, very possible, because I am not feeling... But he's got the Judgment card and the Emperor. Major Arcana are usually indications it might be that the gods are just having their way with him to wake him up. Where I'm not saying necessarily this divine feminine is fully awakened either. But it's definitely the wicked intuitive one here who's really, really feeling the conflict here. And it is unresolved at the point of this reading. We'll say that, right? So what is the overview, the card of Spirit here for the divine masculine? Oh my God, are you kidding me? Four of Wands, Four of Flames. These two are mirroring each other left, right, and center. I am just going to say for this soulmate contract with just what we have on the table right now, they're both feeling the exact same thing. almost quite literally both feeling the exact same thing, except the Four of Wands is in spirit here, and it's in water here for the divine feminine. That these two mirror each other, and they may be so much alike that they can't see how much they are alike, which means they're probably truly meant to be together, work this out, and help each other heal this. Yeah, nothing indicative here specifically of a romantic sexual context, except, well, with the amount of drama going on here, what else could it be? Well, it could certainly be a parent-child soul contract too, but I'm not feeling that. This does feel intimate, sexual with that Pele Volcano card here, but that enough is enough. We need to move forward with this on her side. And he's like, no, I don't know. I have my doubts. I have my mind. Divine masculine. Well, maybe he's right. Maybe he is right. Because it will send you another soulmate. If you nail the dismount on your contract and they don't, that's okay. Oh, it's so satisfying to heal your end of a contract and the other person does not, because they have to sit and spin and do it with somebody else and you get to move on. Just saying, been there, done that. Have the torched t-shirt. We are going to add 2 more cards to this in clarity, right? For the Shapeshifter and for the Priest, we're going to get a Whisper of Love Oracle card that I got up at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs when I visited my parents in the summer, and then I got the Journey of Love Oracle, which is we're going to end the spread with up there. If you are in the area, please do stop by. Theta Street, something like that, in Saratoga Springs, just that you could, not far from the Starbucks, right? Stop in, say hi, tell them Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Scarlett Johansson, Mel for short, sends his love. I love Veronica and the staff there. Cool. I just love I love giving them the attention. I support people that I love and that are good at what they do. Oh, Pisces Moon Intuitive and I have a little chat. I think it's in the Virgo read. Oh my god, does she have Virgo and a Pisces Moon just like me? Yeah, she commented on me, so I've been following her for I think a week or so. I think she's following me. Like, I will totally promote people who are really good at what they do, who if I am as a Pisces Moon moved on a level of soul to do so. So let's ask the voices of the higher selves of all involved. Here we go. Breathe, please. Oh, the higher selves of all involved, please. 1 card in clarity for the divine feminine in this Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign. Soulmate contract for November 2019. That was easy. Romance. All right. Lavish the one you love with your personal attention and affection. Which, you know, she's in appraisal right now, so I don't think she stopped being in love with this guy. I really don't. I think she still loves him. And if it's the guy I'm thinking of, yes, I will always love him, but that doesn't mean you get to treat me like shit. Why? Because I'm a witch, number 1. I'm a Virgo, number 2. And I'm a Pisces Moon. I will drown you in your fucking sleep from the inside. Oh, witch. Right? Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. So yeah, that tells us that this is a romantic thing with her, and then I get the conflict. She's not exactly sure whether this situation is healthy or not, hence the conflict, hence wanting the truth revealed, right? Wanting all the pieces of the puzzle on the table, so that if they are going to reconcile, that it's not the same thing over and over again. This will be a final decision. Final decision. Final question. Let's get one for the divine masculine. Again, please breathe with me. In with the chi prana. Out with the toxicity. Higher selves of all involved. Please. 1 card, a whisper of love for the divine masculine in this Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus soulmate contract for November-ish 2019. This one? This one. Embrace your emotions. Good luck. Divine masculine is not exactly your forte. That's ours. Am I taking sides? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions, right? Well, there we go, right? It sounds very twin flamey. And you know, there are twin flame soulmate hybrids, and that's why if you watch the video that I did, there's a Matt Kahn video in the links below, Soul Contracts Redefining Twin Flames and Soulmates. I sort of added my 2 cents to that with the video that I did, clarifying twin flame soulmates and true lovers, and the true lovers read that sometimes there are these relationships, and I don't think there are billions of them, called true lovers, right? Path of True Love, the new book, that's why I do the Path of True Love readings, where the relationships are really about elevating to a whole other level, incarnating true love into physical form, which breaks all curses, right? Which conquers all, in a time where the world definitely needs that. So, you know, it's a little hard to tell with true love relationships. Is this twin flame or is this soulmate? Even with the new definitions, I'm not sure. Then you're probably looking at a true lover relationship, because the course of true love never did run smooth. Because it's for the collective. It's to bring unconditional, pure, true, divine love into physical form. In the romantic sexual context. That's why it's different than soulmates and twin flames, because those can be any context. True lovers tend to be more of that intimate stuff. It can be very tantric as well. This could be that. This could be a touch of this. But he has to embrace his emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge them. And you know, does this look like... I mean, I love Zeus. I do. A lot of people don't like Zeus. Oh, he's patriarchal. And, you know, he cheated. I'm like, well, it was Greece. And, you know, it was a long time ago. It was right when matriarchy turned to patriarchy, right? There was that shift. So, you know, he's the youngest of his tribe, and he became king. So he had to learn as he's gone. He's lovely. I love Zeus. He's been a great protector and defender for me. And I would love that in the man who ends up being the Zeus to my Hera, because I'm following in my mother's footsteps, kind of obviously. Except she has redder hair, mine is purple. Thank you, Overtone. Yeah, I mean, this I get. I get why the Divine Feminine is like, look, shit or get off the pot, right? We're either doing this or we're not. The truth is going to come out. You're going to tell me how you feel. Otherwise, you know, the gods, the guides, the masters will sign me up with another contract, because there's no reason to put your life on hold for anybody. It's just true. That's not loving to yourself, right? So let's see. We got one more card down. The Journey of Love Oracle by Alana Fairchild, Rassouli, Rassouli, who is, I believe, the artist of the cards, and Richard Cohn, who is the poet. Now, I got this, as I said, at Magic Moon. And ever since I've gotten it, it's a very, very powerful oracle, in the sense that it's touching, and it seems to always put the cherry on the sundae, like the period at the end of the sentence for these reads. So I am going to read it out of the book. I know we don't always like that on YouTube, but the words are so beautiful. There's no way I could memorize all of that for all these cards, and it's worth it. So help me make it worth it. Please breathe. There we go. All right. Wow. You want me to ground and center the whole nine? Okay. As we started with the collective pantheons, we shall end with the collective pantheons. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign soulmate contract for November-ish 2019. Please, one card to end this reading. There it is. To help us understand, to help this soul contract help each other heal. Legacy of Light. Oh, I think this one came up. 53, card 53. 5 and 8. 5 and 3 is 8, which is like stability. Manifestation. I think this one came up. I think this is about family legacies. Yes, it is. Please breathe. The first part of this is talking about the card itself. The second is the oracular meaning. The third is the poem, and the poem is usually really good. Right? Breathe. Number 53, Legacy of Light. You are called to bear light, to carry forward the legacy of a spiritual lineage of wisdom and deep service to the earth. You are a part of that spiritual lineage, belonging, a belonging that extends through generations past and generations yet to come. Honor the importance of your task and realize that you are a light bearer, that you carry a legacy of consciousness and embodiment of light upon this earth to share for the betterment of future generations. May the ancestors of your lineage bless you with unconditional love and devotion as you carry the light forward now. Blessed be. All right, before I read the next part of it. So there's probably generational patterns here. You know, it is very possible that we were our own ancestors in terms of soul incarnation, right? That we might have started toxic patterns in other lives that now we've come in to fix. And now there's this new thing. It's probably not new at all, but this is like a new consciousness. I learned this from Matt Kahn, really. Matt Kahn, All for Love, brilliant. His work is so good. I know I say that a lot, but it's like he's, you know, every time one of his vids pops up, I watch and I'm like, that's exactly what I'm fucking going through. Thanks, Matt. Which is weird. My older brother's name is Matthew. I'm Mark. There would have been Luke and John. Thank God for divorce. What if they were girls? That would have been horrible. But he's younger than me. But it's weird. It's like spiritually, he's an older brother. It's so cool. He said there are meta incarnations, which means we incarnate into the same lifetime over and over and over again, like playing a video game to nail it, right? To get it right, to make wiser, more loving, more empowering choices. So that thing of a legacy of light here, that this is something the two of them have done before, of course. This is a past life thing. Soulmates, twin flames usually are. And I do believe that in one life you can be a twin flame and in the next you can be a soulmate. So go watch the clarifying videos. You'll get what I mean by that. All right, breathe. Oracular meaning. Breathe. This oracle says that you have connected more powerfully with a source of spiritual guidance and instruction that is helping you to fully activate your divine life mission and purpose. It is confirmation that however you are choosing to live your life is in service to the light, whether it be obviously so to others or not, and that your personal growth and personal path are helping the greater human soul to evolve. You are acknowledged as a jewel of light upon this earth, an important link in the heavenly chain of divine awakening. Let me just pause there for a second. That is what this relationship is then with a shapeshifter, one who is good at seeing the ability, the potential in everything, and this divine masculine who might be a channel of the divine masculine God, Zeus energy. That this is not just for them, y'all. It's not just about you. Pisces is 12th house, the collective unconscious. So whatever is going on in this relationship is playing out in like not all relationships, but a crap ton of them. So as this heals, as you help each other heal, you're helping all of humanity heal. No pressure. Let's see. This oracle also brings confirmation, if needed, that relationship issues that are arising for you now are not only about your own personal healing, but about healing the emotional legacy of your ancestral lines. To do this, you may wish to journal, dance, or meditate, or dedicate a yoga practice to the healing of your ancestral inheritance, and ask that your own relationships be assisted through the karmic grace of your ancestors to step into more consciousness of love now. In other words, family patterns that have been passed down for centuries and millennia, right? That's just how we are. Well, that's not going to make its way into the fifth dimension. It is going to be destroyed. And where is it going to be purged and destroyed and purified and healed? In our relationships, right? Let me read the poetry here. Please breathe. I measure time in years, in memories, and good friends. Thanks for helping me to see I can count the special ones on my hand, that I can count on you. Yeah, look, you two probably really, really love each other. But it is bringing the ancestral patterns. It's challenging your sense of identity, tribal identity, right? Divine masculines, whether, again, can be a female in a divine masculine soul, that part of it, in a female body, because she's been hurt before, because she has battles, she just doesn't want to express how she's feeling here, is in conflict. But there's conflict on both sides. It's almost like, I won't even say a reverse mirror. It's like there are so many cards that you both share here, right? You both have the Five of Wands, right? The Five of Flames, the Five of Wands. You both have the Judgment card. You both have the Four of Wands. This is a thing. But, you know, the Divine Masculine needs to get in touch. Probably has a religious context, a spiritual belief here, but it might not be penetrating the heart so much. It might only be in the mind, and that's why that Judgment card. All right, here, let's do the overview. Magic clap! Bam! We've got the Divine Feminine here with the Shapeshifter archetype, the shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. The light attribute, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. With that wanting something stable, that Taurus card in the earth position, wanting something fertile that can grow, absolutely, something stable, something worthy, and even, yes, something comfortable and luxurious. I can feel that. So something very sensual as well, dealing with the five senses. What does she have to get her there? Well, is the Five of Flames, which might be her passion expressed as anger right now, but then that can be an explosion of divine creativity from within her, right? I mean, the volcano, that's a volatile situation, but the ash from a volcano is some of the most fertilizing things on planet Earth. It's so mineral rich, right? That's why Hawaii and the Pacific Islands, the volcanic islands, usually have great abundance in terms of the vegetation. What does she think? And she's like, I don't know. We need to bring this all out into light. This has to be above board. We have to look at this one last time to decide if we're going to do this or not, if we're going to be together. Because what she's feeling is that Four of Flames conflict. She's like, I love you so much. I want to lavish you with all that love and personal attention and affection. And I did. And it's like talking to a brick, let alone a brick wall. You're not even giving me a whole wall here, feels like. So, very conflicted about that. Her own honor, her own sense of self-worth. She's going to choose her over him. That's the wise, healthy thing to do. But of course, what is her spirit position? Seven of Pentacles. Not analysis, but appraisal. She's appraising this. Her spirit is appraising this. Is this worth it? For the Divine Masculine here, we've got the Priest archetype, the shadow attribute. Violates the trust of your spiritual community. So what if the reason why she's off like a prom gown is that he violated a spiritual thing between the two of them? So instead of the spiritual community, it is about the spiritual nature of this relationship. Like he might have said, no, I love you. I do, you're the one for me. And then seduced by that own spiritual role, did something. Lied, cheated, deceived, steal, which, the Emperor is Zeus in this deck, not shocked if that's the case. Third-party situation, call it what you want, work too much, ignoring, neglect, abuse, codependence, you get the deal. The light attribute here facilitates spiritual commitments and serves as a channel of spiritual energy, which he may very well be afraid of if that's what happens every time he gets in contact with this Divine Feminine, that his life starts changing, right? Spirit is not going to let old patterns stand. They are going to be shaken. And I feel that's why in his element of fire here, he really wants that Five of Swords. He's willing to talk about it, but, is it going to be combative? Not the best way to come towards a shapeshifter. Not the best way to come towards a Divine Feminine. Yeah. But it does feel that it's almost like he wants to lecture her and tell her, yes, I get we're in conflict, but you did this and you did this and you did this, and she's going to turn right around and say, excuse me? Do you see your part in this at all? Yeah. But, what has he got there? The Five of Wands. There it is, right? You both got the five. They've both got the Five of Wands in that element of earth. That there is internal conflict. So, if it's something that you have, that this situation is at a 5, but it's a number of transformation. This can be healed. You can help each other heal, but I feel like you You can't do this one individually. You have to do it together. But I just can't do it alone, right? The Judgment card, again, in the air position for the Divine Masculine as it is, with the Divine Feminine about really bringing things out into the light of day, being very, very clear, very, very fair, and then the decision made whether or not to reconcile or go your separate ways. And who does he got? He's got, I'm just looking. He's got 2 major arcana cards. She's got the Judgment card, Celebration, on her side. He's got the Judgment and the Emperor, which really does kind of say this is a priest archetype, that he's a channel for the divine. I just wonder if he knows about it. If he gets that the gods are in control of this relationship, not him, and that's why it's been such a herky-jerky thing. But maybe that's even feeling like he wants to take control, not in a toxic way, in a healthy way, and make this right? It's like, okay, then I am the emperor of my empire. And yes, we're going to do this. We will sit down, and if I have to battle others, if I have to cut people out of my life, I will do that. Because if he's really, well, we'll get to that part. The 4 of Wands above that is really saying, okay, then 4 of Wands, I have everything I need here. Let's get to work, right? In fact, I would say from that spirit position, 4 of Wands, Jason and the Argonauts at the beach, that there is something stable about his desire here, although it's conflict in the feminine deck. Here, the 4 of Flames is more of that Rider-Waite version of something ready to move on, ready to progress. That this could be something very, very passionate as well as stable. And of course, that does take time in any relationship to balance itself out. Looking at the Whisper of Love, she's got romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. He's got embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Just wise for everybody, masculine, feminine, however you identify. And it really is an indication here that he's been repressing his true feelings here, and that needs to come out in those cards of Judgment. At least it needs to be communicated, element of air, right? Because otherwise then there is deception going on here, and neither one really knows how the other one feels. And with that Legacy of Light, that Journey of Love Oracle card, saying that there is something ancestral here, and it's not just serving one or the other. It's not just serving this relationship. It is serving all of life, and to absolutely call upon the ancestors, those, because that might be us, right? We might be our own ancestors in this case, to help heal. In other words, this is of a much bigger deal. This isn't just 2 people in separation. This is a Pisces soul contract that is a really big deal, and they need each other. Not in a codependent way, need each other. I mean, if they really do part separate ways, the divine plan is self-correcting. They will be given new partners, but it feels like even if they say, no, fuck you, I'm never talking to you again, you crazy fill in the blank, because I just have too many words to fill in that blank with, they're going to be rerouted back together again anyway. It's like I don't feel like they're going to be able to really get away from each other, because the Shapeshifter and a priest with a Legacy of Light, this is an ancestral thing. This is something that's been going on for lifetimes and centuries. Sure, they could heal it with another soulmate contract, but it kind of feels like it needs to work itself out with these 2, because they really do, I feel, love each other. And she's definitely loving him, maybe not showing it with the Shapeshifter, and he's pushing down his emotions about how much he cares about her and wants to be with her, but of course not willing to embrace it. Sounds like a Legacy of Light, an ancestral issue. Well, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, I feel great passion about this spread, because I see a certain relationship that I was in and am in separation from, which is a little annoying. But, I try and ask them not to put me into the readings, but then there it fucking is. Exactly where I am. So please comment in the description box below. What is this about for you? Because I kind of know what it's about for me, I feel, right? But overall, a very, very soul contract, like more so I feel than others. This is really about the divine within you trying to heal something that has existed on the planet for perhaps millennia, right? A whole bunch of millennia, right? So thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share. Remember, Drunk Tarot, making the promise now. I will do it for a couple of months. We'll see how that goes. But let me leave you with this. Please take a deep breath. I'll give you the blessing. I was, after all, the high priest. Still technically an elder. Breathe. May the Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, soulmate contracts be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to serve, to evolve, to become the best that they can be, to fulfill their role in the divine plan, and bring the loving help that this world needs into their contracts, that they may transform, that they may uplift, and that they may be the best that they can be for the well-being of all. And so it is. I love you all, my mer people, my fishy family under the sea, love you all so very much. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the rest of this month into December. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.